Hey girl, hey, welcome back to my channel. It's your girl Misha. Thank you guys for joining me yet again for another review. We are back with a brand new review for Ready to Love Season 6, Episode 6. If you are new here, then welcome. I give lighthearted reviews with a little bit of laughter and a little bit of shade and a whole lot of detail. If you're back for a second or third time, then welcome back. Y'all, please don't hesitate to like, comment, and subscribe to the channel. Share with a friend. Tell somebody who knows somebody who gonna tell somebody. Now, child, let's get into it if we gonna get into it. When the episode first opens up, the men meet at the gentleman's lounge with Tommy in his turquoise shirt, y'all. And he said last week the women sent their brother Zoe home. Last week we sent our brother Zoe home. First of all, ill to him being your brother, honey, and we know he's literally your frat brother. Second of all, sir, Zoe left because he never showed up. Nobody eliminated him, okay? Oh, child, Tommy is the worst to me. I don't care what y'all say, honey. He did not address anything that went on. Just came in there, we went ahead and sent our brother Zoe packing to the house. No. Zoe was a no-show, and that should have been said, and it should have also been discussed with the men. Listen, men, when you're on these dates with these ladies, treat them as such, okay? Moving forward. So he's like, yeah, so the ladies tell me y'all making it hard for them. Let me tell y'all a little secret. You get back what you put in. Tommy, let me tell you something. That's not a damn secret. That ain't no damn secret, sir. It's a well-known fact, okay? And you repeat it every single episode. And just because you put a little razzle-dazzle, honey, a little zhuzh to it, it don't mean a damn thing. You still saying the same stuff. You're not giving these men no real advice because you don't know what to do. And honey, now let me get started on that. But anywho, just because you say it definitively does not mean that it's going to make a difference, honey, because they ain't listening. So he tells them this week he wants them to take the ladies on a romantic date. Now, y'all pay attention to what I said. Take the ladies on a romantic date. So Tommy said at the end of the week, everyone is going to come together so he can check out their progress. He was like, y'all going to get together because I need to see what's going on. I need to see some things. Moving forward. In the next scene, LJ takes Charisse on a salsa date. Okay. LJ got the moves like Jagger. He showed up bearing gifts. He had some flowers for Charisse. And so Charisse goes, yeah, he's not someone that I would normally date, but I mean, he's present and he's a good time. Charisse, who is someone that Charisse would normally date? Girl, is he locked up? Honey, is this a love after lockup situation? You did like DBD. So is it just somebody who just runs from all responsibility? Do you like a little bit? Because it seemed like he had like marbles rolling around the top of his head. Like, who exactly is your type, sis? Let us know. Because every time you get in a confessional, you're like, yeah, he's not normally my type. Yeah, he's not normally my type. Please don't waste time. If your man is not there, then just go ahead and self-eliminate, y'all. So they salsaing and whatnot, y'all. Baby Poe, Charisse needs to work on her cha-cha slide, honey, because you're not giving what's supposed to be gay. I was like, what is happening? But LJ took the lead and it turned out well. So after they did that, they're standing next to this bar, right? Not an actual bar where you drink, but like a bar in a dance studio. And they're having some type of awkward conversation. He's like, so, what were you up to this weekend? She was like, yeah, well, I was just hanging out. Oh, nothing. I was like, child, what is going on here? It was like waiting for paint to dry. Even LJ was like, yeah, I wish that she would have been a little bit more involved. You're not her type. No one's her type. I'm so confused. In the next scene, Randall takes Jamala on a candle making date. Child, this right here was a fool. She coming there talking about, hi, rah-rah. Oh, Lord. Let me tell you something. Every time she says rah-rah, I think rah-rah, sis boom ba. Y'all don't ask me why. I just think of that every time she says rah-rah. I'm like, I wish she stopped giving him nicknames, child. It's a whole fool. So they start making these candles. So she was like, so who are your number 2 and 3? Here we go with the numbers. Baby, he quickly diverted the attention. He was like, so who are yours? She was like, well, I don't have a 2 and 3, but I know who's my 1. What I noticed about Randall is that he lets the women fill him with compliments. I've noticed that about him. Not saying there's anything wrong with complimenting a man. What I'm saying is Randall gets lots of compliments and gives out only a few. And he ain't fooling me. So she's talking to Randall. She's like, in this process, I have been like, basically bracing myself for what might happen. He said, well, in the past I held back, but I'm taking a different approach now. So she brings up him going home. She's like, does this flower remind you of home? And he was like, yeah, I miss it. So she was like, well, we can visit. So then she asked him, am I like anyone that you've ever brought home before? Now, mind you, the question was, am I like anyone that you've ever brought home before? So he was like, well, I mean, y'all are very similar. I mean, she also has 20 personalities at times. Not you calling your mama a little crazy on the slick. Like, what are you saying, boy? What are you talking about? He said, yeah, my mom would enjoy you a lot because y'all have things in common. Did he answer the question? She asked, was she compared to the other ladies that you took home? Well, child, I'm guessing not. Moving forward. So she was like, well, I like that you spoke of the future. It gives me some hope. So he was like, yeah, I like to speak things into existence. Cap. Okay, I'll call game. I don't trust nothing Randall talking about. It just doesn't seem sincere. I'm sorry. It's giving nothing. Moving forward. Oh, side note. Is it just me or does he remind y'all of Jason? Lee is Jason. That's exactly who he reminds me of. I'm like, why does he remind me so much of Jason? But anywho, so Jamala and Randall, they go to choose the label for the candles, right? After finishing them up. So she's like, well, I already chose the label for us. I chose olive juice. And she goes, yeah, we always talk about how olive juice, when you mouth it, it looks like you're saying, I love you. Okay. So she's reading the labels, right? And she's like, it says, all because two people fell in love. Ma'am, pump your damn brakes. Pump your brakes. Slow down, low down. Are we saying I love you on episode 6? Girl. So then she asked him if he feels like he's falling in love or if he's in love. Jamala, why are you asking him that? I don't like that. Okay? It's way too soon for those kinds of questions. He's like, well, I feel like commercial. When they come back, he's like, I feel like that's the whole point of the label, right? Did he answer the question? Baby, y'all not seeing what Randall doing, honey, but I peep game, okay? You ain't answering none of these questions. Am I somebody like the people that you've taken home before? Yeah, you and my mom will get along perfectly. Y'all both have, 20 personalities. That's not what she asked you. Or do you feel like you're falling in love or you're in love? I mean, that's what the label's supposed to mean, ain't it? Okay. We all know the answer is no, because it's nuts for her to even be asking you about some love when y'all ain't even gotten into it as y'all got into it yet. She's like, oh, you caught on to that? He did catch on to that, sis, and he deflected. Did you catch on to the fact that he hasn't answered not one question? Oh, no? Okay. Moving forward. So she gonna look at him and go, this is an olive juice moment. And so then they kiss. Girl, this ain't no olive juice moment. Randall has several prospects. Girl, are you new? So then they toast and she's like, olive juice. And he said, olive juice too. Child, please. Anywho, right after getting full on the olive juice of it all, he turns around and says in the confessional, I really enjoyed the date, but I'm still interested in Trinika and Kayla, so this puts me in a tough spot. Well, then why are you telling her that you olive juice her? Huh? In the next scene, Swayze invites Looney, Shakira, Justice, and they're going on a trampoline date. Why is Justice showing up to this date with a linen suit equipped with a blazer? But where are you going? Where are you going? He must not have gotten the memo that he was going to jump on these trampolines and whatnot. And here goes Swayze when he walked up. He was like, oh, there's my boy. So then when he got closer, he going to say, oh, that's my attorney. Y'all, when I tell y'all I holler so damn loud. So in the confessional, Shakira reminds us that Katie brought up her past and she's not sure how Swayze is going to treat her. Girl, Swayze ain't worried about that. He going to treat you like always. So they're getting to jumping and there's Justice doing the bare minimum as he always likes to do. He's like, yeah, my age, you can't be doing no jumping. You going to get sore. Justice, you don't do anything. No jumping, no phone calls, no dates, no paying for dates, no nothing. Woo. Child, Justice is really on this TV doing nothing with no regrets. How is he getting away with this? This is a whole fool. And Swayze, Tommy said romantic date. Not a date with this black Richard Simmons sweating to the oldies and sweating my damn edges out. I don't want to work out on no date. I cannot show you my zhuzh, honey. It's nothing that I can do on this date outside. You clearly didn't understand the assignment. But anyway. So then Justice and Looney, they sit down, right? And they're having a little banter about all things free, honey, because you know he loves free. If it's free, then it's for me. So he asked if she's ever been on a boat. And she was like, yeah, I used to work for Carnival. Baby, when she said that, his eyes lit up, knowing she'd been on that boat without having to pay. I said, baby, this is a fool. I'm going to start calling Justice Julius from Everybody Hates Chris. Because that's exactly what he giving me. Exactly what he giving me. Looney actually likes him for some strange reason. So, I mean, there's that. Over on the other side is Swayze and Flower Child, a.k.a. Shakira. And, you know, they were talking. They were having a little banter back and forth between the two. Then she brings up the white party and how she kind of left in distress, right? So she tells him that she left in tears because, you know, people want to talk behind her back. He's like, well, I'm sorry you had an emotional event. I would have wanted to help you. So Swayze in his confessional, he was like, listen, I just feel like she needs more time to heal because the process is just too much for her with all that she has going on and all the he say, she say. And I have to agree with that. Swayze, we've been saying this the whole time. I know she felt like because he's into Katie and he was going to treat her differently, but he was actually nice to her. And I appreciated him being, you know, nice and a listening ear. But I'm ready for her to go at this point because I'm tired of hearing about this whole situation. I don't know one thing about Shakira besides this situation. Nothing. In the next scene, Samson goes on a date with Brandy. I'm very happy to see Brandy, you know, casting her net with other men, going on other dates. I'm happy to see it, honey, because we all know how she feel about Mike. While she on the date with Samson, Mike set up a date with Kayla. Now he gonna say, yeah, you know, Tommy said take them on a romantic date, so as competitive as Kayla is, I took her to play pool. Yeah, I paused for just a second, because I just can't damn believe it. Sir, and again, a pool hall is not a romantic date. You playing pool, that ain't no damn date. And I don't want nothing to do with it, honey. That ain't no romantic date. That's what you hang. That's how you hang out and chill. That's not a date. He was like, yeah, you know, I have a connection with Brandy. She's the reality. And Kayla is the music video fantasy. Sir, I think Brandy has sex appeal as well. They're both beautiful women. And I don't know what either of them see in you. But anyway, moving forward. So Kayla was like, yeah, I feel like there's a strong connection, but he isn't as invested as he is with Brandy or showing me consistency. Because he's not consistently interested, sis. Okay? Oh, child. Kayla, I'm speaking directly to you, honey. When a man is interested in you, consistency will happen. Even on this show. Even though he's, you know, enthralled with all things Brandy right now, he will still show you what he'll show you. Back with Samson and Brandy, he's being her private sommelier, telling her about the wines and whatnot. So then he asked her, or basically he said, so you're 35 and no engagement? She was like, nope, never had an engagement, never been proposed to. I've never really been in a real relationship. Well, I don't think you should test out your first time with Mike. Honey, he would not be my first real relationship. He don't know what a long distance relationship is. He don't know what romantic is, honey. He don't know, okay? And quite frankly, he don't give a damn. So I would not deal with Mike. Mike would not be my first line of defense. Oh, no, ma'am, honey. So she feels like not a lot of men are really willing to get to know her. That's a shame, though, that at 35, a great woman like Brandy hasn't found her person at least once. These men really be out here for the streets. They really be out here for the streets. Back with Mike and Kayla, she's still giving away her kisses. Girl, stop it. So they better kiss if one of them wins. It's literally a win-win for the both of you if y'all better kiss. Anywho, so he's acting like he can't play pool so he can lose. I don't think Mike is interested in Kayla that way. Maybe sex, sure, but nothing outside of that. And it dawned on me as I'm going through this review that he literally said Kayla is the video vixen and Brandy is reality. So in my mind, that makes me feel like Brandy is the wife and Kayla is the woman that you go out and cheat with. Okay, that's his fantasy. And I'm just like, yeah, you can go, honey. You can go. He was like, yeah, a strong personality like Kayla, that's my type. So then he asked her about her connections. He's like, you getting nervous? Because I don't think you have a solid connection yet. What's the other guy's name? Kind of tall. And she was like, it's Randall. Why are you worried about Randall? Worry about Mike. Okay? Then he gonna say, well, you better worry about Jamala. She said, I don't have to worry about anybody. I know that's right. And who does that? Is this your idea of romantic? Child, Brandy better run. Mike is a little weirdo to me. Because why are you bringing up another man? Just why? Back over with Brandy. Brandy asked Samson, when's the last time he's been in a relationship? He's like, well, a relationship or been in love? Relationship, sir. When is the last time that you've been in a relationship? Because you could still be in that situationship. Because men like to play games and come on already attached. So when was the last time that you were in something? So he was like, well, she was Colombian. And she drew me in because of how vulnerable she was. And, we both agreed to break up, but she prepared me for my wife. What does her being Colombian have to do with anything? And, okay, child. Brandy was like, yeah, this was a really good date. He's like, so a year from now, we need to have some trips logged in that book. She was like, oh, yeah. He's like, I'm trying to go all kinds of places. This is just my opinion. Samson is inauthentic. Just to me, honey, it seems like he's the kind of guy that is the rico suave type all the time. Some of the things he says feels like he's running game. I'm not seeing him for Brandy or anybody else. And child, something about him that I just don't trust, honey. I just don't trust it. Plus, he want people to suffer and whatnot. So, that really ain't gonna work for me. Moving forward. So Brandy was like, after going on this date with Samson, I really liked it. But, all in all, I just still have my strongest connection with Mike. Okay. Back at this pool hall, Mike is still wasting Kayla's time. So she wins, right? She goes in for a kiss. He hits her with the cheek. She's like, oh, wait a minute. I thought you didn't care about my other connections. He gonna say, well, she already kissed 2 people, so I put some tape around my lips. Well, why are you concerned with who she kisses? First you throw up Jamala in her face. Now this? Child, I would have never wanted to kiss him in his plethora of tank tops anyway. And Kayla, stop all that kissing in the middle of this panini, honey. You got the panini and the pox. It's giving P. Oh, no, child. Leave it alone, honey. Panini, pox, and nothing but problems, especially if you deal with Mike. And side note, everybody doesn't deserve a kiss. In her confessional, she was like, the sexual chemistry is there. And child, and that's about all. Back over with Samson, he set up a roll bounce skate date with Kadian, Charisse, Trinica, and Swayze. So they getting their roll bounce on and whatnot. And Charisse says she's excited about the date, but not so much about seeing Kadian because the tension is still running high, right? So Kadian was like, it's my first time seeing Charisse since our blow up. Was that considered a blow up? Or did you just say some old bullshit, okay? And then she spoke her piece. I didn't think that was a blow up. But that's neither here nor there. That's just a side note. She's like, yeah, I didn't speak to her because I didn't want to. She's like, I'm not fake. Girl, please. So they're all skating, having a good time. So Charisse and Samson, they go over to the side. And she was like, what's the most romantic thing you've ever done for a woman? He was like, I took my girlfriend to Paris. I booked a table at the Eiffel Tower at sunset. Oh, okay, that's sweet. What movie is that from? I was just playing, y'all. That was very romantical, honey. That was sweet. But my question is this. If Samson has been this guy, what were these women about? Like, what did they do that, things didn't go forth? I don't know. So she skipped right on past that child. She started talking about her childhood. So then they started talking about their fathers. And it seems that the 2 of them are really hitting it off. But Samson is like this with all the ladies, so it's a little bit confusing. However, it is the first time that I've heard him ask for a kiss. Child, the kissing is happening this episode. Jamala and Rara, Kayla with the cheek action, and S&S, Charisse and Samson. Over on the other side, Katie and Swayze, they're off to the side and they're talking. So she was like, you never answered what I asked you. What do you like about me? He said, I like your personality. You're beautiful. You always eating. Not, dang, little lady, you sure can put it away. Nobody wants to hear that, okay? I am happy that he embraces her getting her grub on, honey, because I myself love a good meal. But that is not what she's asking you, and you know that. So then he gonna say, you talk a lot. Swayze, Are these supposed to make her feel good or feel self-conscious? Child, what is happening here? So she said in the confessional that she really appreciates him, but he's not direct. He needs to learn how to be more vulnerable, and that's okay. So then she started asking him about his 8-year-old daughter. He was like, listen, if you're just my girlfriend, then no. I'm not just going to be introducing people to my daughter all willy-nilly. So then she asked, what do you think you could have done better in your last relationship? Why does it always sound like Katie is giving an interview? Girl, what in the LinkedIn Indeed is happening? Why do you always sound like that? Now, at first I was like, okay, Katie is really getting to the nitty gritty. She wants to know what all's doing with these men. But after like the 15th time that you've done this, I'm like, okay, Katie, now, girl, that's enough. The conversations never seem to just flow naturally. So he was like, I think I should have opened up more. I was talking about my job and whatnot. She was like, you brought your job home? He was like, well, I try not to. So he said in his confessional, usually he's not into talking, but he's more open with Katie. I like that they can have fun together, but does he take her seriously? Or is he just here to have fun? Because it's looking like the latter for me, and he ain't fooling me. Moving forward. So Tommy set up a group dinner with the ladies and the men, right? So he asked how the men did with the romantic dates. They're like, ooh, they did real good. I guess I have a different definition of romantic. Maybe it's just me, because I didn't see not a lick of romance. I'm sorry, not one. So Tommy tells them that he wants to do things different because he's heard some things. So tonight, they're going to lay it all out on the table. He's like, who want to go first? The fact that they have to have a ready to love town hall meeting at their big grown folk age tells me it's too much mess and not enough people ready to love. That's what this is telling me. So Jamala pipes up first and she's like, rah, I can't tell if you're playing the field, but you need to say what you need to say to all the women here. I wish she would stop calling him rah. Secondly, this show is to date others at the same time. I think you just want to hear olive juice to you and only you. And it ain't gonna happen, Captain. So then she was like, I don't know if me and Shakira are good. I'm just confused on that. Girl, what? So Shakira was like, well, I'm just trying to protect my peace because I don't know who to trust since my trauma was told to the men by someone here. She said, I just feel really betrayed. So Katie was like, was it me? She said, I don't know. Was it? Because what we not going to do is play games. Oh, wait a minute. Wait now. Where did the tears go? Last episode, she was afraid. This week, she is on go. Okay? And she ain't playing. Katie, you know it's you. That's why you're asking. Because you know that it's you. So Katie said, the only time I mentioned it was when I was talking about the Mike and Charisse situation. Okay, pause. This is why I am confused. What we saw is all Katie is saying that she said. What Shakira repeated to Tommy is all that we heard Katie say. I'm still every day, every review, baffled. Moving forward. So Shakira was like, I've been in a tough emotional state since then. Women don't do that to each other. Shakira, no shade, honey, but you've been in a tough emotional state since you got here. And I don't know what else needs to happen. But what I will say is either say exactly what she said or hush, honey, because I'm sick of this. So Charisse was like, let's not rehash it because she can't handle it. Let's just not. Well, she did bring it up. So, let's put it out there. So Katie was like, I was just saying that we shouldn't talk about it given her situation. I have never knew but don't know what's going on so much in my damn life. And I can't give y'all nothing again because I'm confused. Of course, it's the women. So Tommy pipes up. Shakira got upset and she walks away, right? So Katie starts going into this spiel, and in the end, she's like, bitch, bye. If you didn't mean it like that, just say, girl, I didn't even mean it like that. I'm sorry if you took it that way, because I was just trying to get them to understand that, your situation, not speaking specifically and going into detail about your situation, but I was just basically just trying to say, given your situation, it would be tough for you or something. Not you just acting like you don't give a damn and then cussing the lady out and calling her out of her name. That was uncalled for. There was no reason for that. If it was all good and it really wasn't that big of a deal, you should have said so. Girl, anyway, it's okay to be nice a little bit. Okay, I know you want to be seen as this tough girl and all this, but ma'am, please. Moving forward. So then Charisse pipes up and she moved on to Mike. She was like, you know what I've learned from Mike is to keep opening up during the process. He's like, I ain't say all that. Okay. Well, what did you say? Because she wasn't being rude to you. She actually said that you gave her something that she could use. I cannot stand the way Mike dismisses the women that he does not like. You gonna know he don't like you. Oh, baby, you gonna know. So she's like, oh, okay, well, I guess I got it wrong. So Looney said, I just think Swayze must be scared of me, honey. He must think I got the cooties because I text him and I get straight ignored. So then Charisse was like, yeah, you know, Kadian is my girl and we fight like sisters. To which Kadian rolled her eyes. Okay, child. So then Brandy said, dang, Samson, you get everybody a gift. I'm trying to figure out where do we stand. Now, Brandy, you know you don't stand nowhere with Samson, honey. You don't want nothing to do with him. But he does rinse and repeat his moves. And I told y'all, inauthentic, honey. I don't trust nothing about it. So he was like, my gifts are special. Shakira was like, I really liked mine. Honey, I know you did. Y'all were gazing into each other's eyes and everything. I ain't seen him talk to you since. Moving forward. So Kayla says Mike's name. So he stands up. Mike, what are you doing? So they're standing there face to face. And I'm wondering, why are y'all standing here face to face? What's even happening? So she was like, I just need some reciprocity. Brandy was like, where are we at, a wedding? Because, honey, I object. Child, let them act out this play. Mike can't be taken seriously, honey. He sure don't take Kayla seriously. So then after they got done with all of this nonsense and waste of time, I just want to know this. What did any of this have to do with finding love? What? It seems like a bunch of drama. We need less group dates, less group settings, and more grown folks dates. I want to see these people going out on dates. I want to see them connecting. I want to see them being picked up from their homes and given flowers and riding through Miami. I want different. But I know I ain't going to get a child, so it's just falling on deaf ears, child. So let's continue. So Tommy tells the fellas after that messy dinner that they still have to deliberate, right? So once they get to the lounge, he was like, so who's your strongest connection? Mike, of course, said Brandy. Randall said his connection with Kayla is there, but it's not what he has with Jamala. Justice said Looney. He said, you know, his connection with Trinika is also good. And then Justice was like, yeah, you know, me and Trinika, we got peace. A piece of what? What could she possibly even see in you? I get lost every time I hear that she even likes him. So LJ said Trinika, but he wants to spend more time with Looney. Oh, no ma'am, honey. Not him and Justice, no peace in competition. Ooh, this about to be a fool. So then he asked who they didn't feel. You know, that's how they do it. LJ said he's not feeling Jamala, no chemistry. Swayze said Trinika, they definitely don't fit. Justice said Kayla. Rara said Charisse. Mike said Charisse. So here goes Samson. Charisse is like air that flows through my lungs. When she's around, I breathe better, and I want to breathe easy. Well, if you want to breathe easy, then you better invest in some breathe right strips, honey, because Charisse might be going to the house. Tell me how I'm supposed to breathe with no air. I don't know, C Breezy. How are you? Shout out to Jordan Sparks and C Breezy. You're going to have to get some breathe right strips. Talking about some. See, that's what I'm saying. That was very performative. She's the lungs. She's the wind beneath my wings. She's my right and I'm her left. Like, Samson, come on now. Moving forward. LJ says Shakira. Mike says Shakira because he doesn't want to have to reassure a person. He wants them to already come assured. Oh, I can't stand him. Swayze said, I just feel like, you know, Shakira needs time to heal. Very well stated, Swayze. Very well stated. So then everybody gets back together, honey. LJ comes to the front and calls Charisse and Shakira. Now, Charisse has now been on the bottom 3 times in a row. So Shakira was like, I was shocked to hear my name being called. I don't know why. All you do is cry and talk about things that I don't understand. So, girl, of course you were at the bottom. So LJ tells Flower Child she's not ready to love. So she said, you know, on this journey, she's been told that she's a good mother so much that she can believe it now and say it to herself. Well, guess what, Shakira? I wish you all the best. And you are a good mom. And I know oftentimes, you know, we don't hear that. So for her to say now she believes it and she can say it to herself, she got something out of this, even if it wasn't love. So I'm just hoping for the best for Shakira. I'm hoping that she heals. I'm hoping that she can put all the trauma behind her and put all that mess in the past. Girl, you got this. It's going to be all right. Just take one of those petals out from your flower because they love you. They love you not. They love you. You're not ready to love. And that was the end of the episode. Y'all comment down below and tell me exactly what you thought about this episode. Please don't hesitate to like, comment, and subscribe to the channel. And as always, stay safe, stay blessed, spread love, not germs. Peace.